What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be going over the top 5 budget keyboards for Fortnite or just gaming in general for 2021. I wanted to do an updated list as I haven't made one of these videos in a really long time, and I feel like the keyboard market just hasn't been super exciting recently, so I wanted to do an updated version before a bunch of new keyboards start coming out later this year, in which case I will make another updated one in the future. In this video, I'm going to be going over each keyboard separately. I'm not going to waste your guys' time with any not needed information like a lot of the other videos I see here on YouTube. I also watch a couple of videos and just browse YouTube, and I saw a couple of them recommending the Ducky 1-2 Mini still for a budget keyboard, which just seems a little bit foolish now that we're a little bit into 2021 that people are still recommending that keyboard. But in this video, I'm gonna be going over all the budget options, but I will give you guys a lot of mid-range keyboards as well, kind of still in that budget category, I suppose. So if you guys like this video, I'll appreciate it if you guys could drop a huge like on this video and also subscribe to the channel here if you guys are new. And yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and just jump into today's video. Now, as you guys can see, I do unfortunately play Fortnite with a controller. I'm not the greatest, but I am just used to paddles on Fortnite ever since I've been playing. In the middle of season 1, I was using a controller, so it's honestly just what I'm used to, and I just like playing with the controller. I don't know. But I do play lots of other PC games like Valorant. I played CSGO for a long time. As you guys know, I also cover tons of keyboards on the channel, so I pretty much have all the ones I'm talking about in this video in hand. So you guys are getting my honest take on actual keyboards that I have actually used and tested. So first, we're going to talk about the GK61 family. Usually in lots of videos I see on YouTube, they mention the GK61, and then they mention the Asceni keyboard, and then they mention the Kraken keyboard, or just other optical keyboards in general, but they're all pretty much the same thing. So for the first one, I'm just gonna talk about the whole entire GK61 family. This includes the Asceni one, as I mentioned, the Kraken Pro 60%, and then also the different forms of that keyboard, including the GK64. Then there's lots of other ones like the SK61, but those are all pretty much the same thing, as every single one of these keyboards use optical switches. The cheapest one out of the entire family is again just going to be your regular HK Gaming GK61, and again I will have links to everything in the description if you guys want to check out the list down below. But as I was saying, the GK61 by HK Gaming, the original one, is going to be the cheapest one that I would personally just recommend you guys get if you guys do not have a current mechanical keyboard at all. It is by far the best option. I just saw that the GK61 with optical yellow switches was going for about $61 on Amazon for me on the US store, so that's an absolute steal. If you guys can get that keyboard, optical yellow switches are really nice, and you can even lube those switches as well. I do have lubed optical silver switches in my Kraken Pro 60%. I will leave a link in the description if you guys want to check out this review, or you guys want to check out the review on my Asceni one. I will leave a link as well for that in the description. But yeah, optical keyboards are way better than people crack them up to be. The one thing you guys can be sure of is that if you guys are using optical switches, you guys are using one of the faster actuating switches that are available. Some of the really popular switches in the Razer Huntsman Elite and the Razer Huntsman TKL, those are all optical switches, so they use a laser to actuate versus the metal connections on a regular switch. I'm not entirely sure the difference, but I do know that they are technically faster. Now this is pretty much just down to if you're super competitive and you're up there in Fortnite, you're probably gonna maybe be able to tell the difference between an optical and a regular switch. I never really noticed a difference, to be quite honest, but optical switches are the way to go if you guys can't afford an Apex Pro TKL or anything like that, for sure. I'd highly recommend. Again, all links in the description. The second keyboard we're gonna be talking about is the Keychron K6, and I've been waiting to talk about this keyboard again on this channel because I've been using this thing every single day since I got it. It's absolutely amazing. If you guys do not care about RGB, you can get this keyboard for about $85 on Amazon. And the awesome thing about this keyboard is that for only $85, you get a fully wireless keyboard that is compatible with Windows and Mac. As well as that, this keyboard is also hot swappable, so I've been using this for a test board for many different switches for a long time, and it's absolutely amazing. On top of that, this keyboard comes with amazing stabilizers. This way better than something like the GK61, and I did mod these as well. I'll have a sound test later on in the video or linked in the description or something. This keyboard is absolutely fantastic. If you guys have been looking into getting more premium switches, this is definitely your go-to. I absolutely love this thing. This keyboard is cheap. It has my favorite layout, which is 65%, so it includes the arrow keys, which I do use for editing a lot. 10 out of 10. I would highly recommend. Again, link in the description if you guys want to check it out for yourself. I do know there is an RGB version of this keyboard as well. It's just a little bit more, so I think it bumps it up to $100, so not quite budget anymore if you guys get the RGB. The next keyword we're going to talk about is the only one that I don't have in hand that I can't show you, unfortunately, but I'll leave a link in the description to a review if you guys want to check it out. It's a Keymove Snow Fox. It's a 60% hot swappable keyboard, and this is pretty much the same thing as the Keychron K6, as both of these are wireless as well. So I'd say the main difference between the two is that the Snow Fox is a little bit more expensive, but honestly I think it's worth it because the Keymove Snow Fox looks way cleaner, and also they offer the Snow Fox in a white edition, which you guys can see comes with white shine through keycaps as well. And this keyboard also does have RGB, so that's something that you're missing out on the Keychron K6. So if you guys prefer aesthetics over performance and you guys want that white aesthetic in your setup, I know personally I have lots of white stuff in my setup that I do like matching stuff with, so you guys can definitely go for this keyboard. Just bear in mind it's going to be a little bit more expensive. It is on sale for like $89 on the Amazon US store right now, which I think is a good deal, but I do know that normally it retails for about $100 to $105, I believe. And again, that keyboard is a 60% versus the Keychron K6, which is a 65%, so I guess you'll get a little bit more wiggle room with your mouse. Hopping into the fourth keyboard, I do have this one on hand. This is the Wacom K66. You can also find this keyboard in a 60% version as well. I believe it's called the Wacom K60 or K61, something like that. Mine is not hot swap because Banggood actually sent this out to me. I do have a full review on it if you guys do want to check it out, but there is a hot swappable one available on Amazon for about $75, so not too expensive either for a hot swap board. The RGB is absolutely beautiful on this keyboard. As you guys can see, it is a fully acrylic case, so it looks really good and spreads that RGB around really good. It also looks really nice with some pudding keycaps from HyperX, as you guys can see on there as well. It's just a really good looking keyboard for the price. It's very unique, and it's definitely some of the keyboards that if someone like asks to see like a unique keyboard in my setup, I'm gonna show them this one because it is just really cool, and honestly for the price it's just really not that bad of a deal. And for the fifth keyboard, we have the DropKarina. This is a kit that I actually built not too long ago. I do have a full video on this one as well, link in the description, but I love this keyboard build. This is actually pretty affordable, even though you guys may think it isn't. I got the kit for around $120. I got a plate for about 20 bucks, so that brings it up to about 130. And then I got some switches for about 25 bucks to 30, and I already had keycaps. So this whole custom build was only about 160 to 170. It's definitely more than all of the rest of the keyboards on the list, but for a full custom keyboard, that's actually a really good price in my opinion. Every other custom keyboard kit that I was looking at online was just really more expensive, especially something like the Tofu 60 acrylic just came in at more than this one. So I just think this is a really good budget build if you guys are just getting into the mechanical keyboard custom hobby. And I think that's pretty much going to be the video. If you guys are looking for another way to get into like the custom mechanical keyboard hobby, you guys could also get something like the GK61X, and instead of that PCB being optical switches only, the PCB is actually like 3 or 5 pin switches. So that's another way to get into the keyboard hobby other than like the DropKarina. So you guys could put like 3 pin or 5 pin switches in it. Again, links to everything in the description. If you guys have any questions, make sure to go ahead and leave them in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys in the next video on the channel. Peace.